Well, this is different. Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to TML F3. We are here tonight for season number 8, round 11 of the championship, and as you can tell, it is me. My name is James Head, and I'm going to be taking to the stream, of course, which is very rare on a Friday night. Normally I'm doing the WOR. We have not got the WOR tonight. Or I have not got the WOR tonight. So therefore you're stuck with me tonight. Ivan Tonchik, regular commentator, is resting up. I've told him to have the night off. So I'm going to put my voice on the line and maybe the championship on the line as well to obviously bring you the action here for TML F3 tonight, which is a very rare thing. If you are wanting to tune in for F4, Roy God saying it should be off. I've set it up according to the rules. Yeah, I had to turn my crossplay on. And it says crossplay enabled in this lobby. So that is not good. Not a good start at all. I am going to quickly message him. So I'm going to mute my mic. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that, just messaging Roy God, who was in doing the lobby invite. Yeah, he has put, unfortunately, crossplay on enabled. So maybe the session is going to have to be restarted, perhaps. And if that is the case, of course, there will be, and obviously, a little bit of a delay to the race start for tonight. We're already on a little bit of a delay because of real-life qualifying, where if you do not want to tune in for F3 tonight, and you don't want to listen to the results of qualifying, please tune out now. It was Kevin Magnussen who took the pole position in the sprint. His first lap, enough in the final part of qualifying to obviously get that right in there in terms of the session. Really good in terms of the racing in the sprint as well, and obviously very good to see the Dane on pole for the first time in his career, the first Haas pole of their careers as well as a manufacturer, as a constructor in the in Formula 1, which is really, really good. And obviously it is going to be fascinating to see what is going to happen out on track. F4, by the way, is also live if you do want to tune in for F4. F3, though, tempted, even with the OBS, that we're not going to get many viewers tonight. But thank you to the only one person, the other person being me, who is tuning into the chat at this stage. Lobby is getting reset up, I have been told. So the lobby is getting reset up, and it's in your own settings and not the lobby. Yeah, so that is why I think there is a bit of a delay in terms of that. I've turned on my crossplay for absolutely nothing, just to try and get an invite there. But there we are. We can run you through, though, what happened, of course, last week. I haven't took you through the action, of course, last week, so I have not got a clue in terms of what is going on in terms of the race in F3. I haven't really been watching, because I've obviously been doing WOR. And, yeah, Zam took the win last week. Wham bam, thank you, Zam. He took the win in Singapore from Dan in second, Legend there in third. And at this moment in time, the constructor standing stands as it is. Lucas leads the way on 199 points. Of course, teammate to Elliot, who of course is in TML F1, and who fell short of the championship last night. If you didn't tune in for TML F1, him and Blackbox took it all the way to the line. Blackbox in the end outscoring him on track. No report being put in from Elliot's perspective. So therefore, the TML F1 Championship was wrapped up by Blackbox, who I have been informed is going to be signing up for next season as well. But Lucas leads the way, 199 points. Immortal in second on 186. Honey Badger in third on 156. Legend in 4th on 145, then Dan in 5th on 144, Stenry's 6th on 126, Siege in 7th on 112, Jamie 8th on 102, then we've got Dylan McGivern in 9th on 99, and Apple Dawn in 10th on 94, Parody, G-Mac, Yoram, Matt Tibos, and Doc Infernal top 15, Roygard, Zam, Conti, Nixie, and Anderson, the top 20 drivers that have so far scored points this season. Just waiting on the other invites to be given out at this stage. The invites are not out in the lobby, or in the newly found lobby that has been reset up. Constructor Sun is on the right-hand side of your screen there as well. 293 points for Williams leading the way. 259 for Aston Martin in second. AlphaTauri 3rd on 247, Alpine 4th on 225, Ferrari 5th on 192, Red Bull in 6th on 159, then McLaren in 7th on 155, Haas in 8th on 144, Mercedes 9th on 71, Alfa Romeo in 10th on 57 points. Looking through the stream chat, nobody's put a comment in so far, but I really do appreciate you tuning in. As I say, it's not going to be the most successful commentary in League Racing TV history unless every single one of you do share out this stream. I have already shared it out in the chat, so some drivers might be tuning in to see what is going on in terms of the lobby. And I can report, I'm not in the lobby. I was in the lobby, but you have to enable crossplay. So that's why we've got a little bit of a delay, unfortunately, in terms of the rules and regs. That just needs to be changed, and then all the settings do need to be set up once again. Not sure if he's doing it manually or automatically with the save load feature. Normally I do it with the save load feature, and it saves a bit of time, and then the invites, of course, can be given out, which is probably what he is doing at this time as well. But yeah, it is going to be really interesting to see how everything is going to go on out on track. We have a new start time of 8:30 UK time, and invites are out. Apparently, invites are out, are they? I have not received an invite to the lobby. Yeah, but I have not received an invite to the lobby. The new lobby is up. I'm not sure if it's the one... No, it's not the one that we were in previously, so I just haven't been given a general invite. I don't think people are realising that I'm actually commentating tonight, perhaps. But there we are. We can run you through, though, while, of course, that is all getting set, and why drivers are... while drivers are joining the lobby, and I'm going to be joining the lobby in a second. Let me take you through the Mexican Grand Prix circuit. 4.3 kilometres and then 2.6 miles, 17 turns, 18 hour drivers out on track, 3 DRS-ons, 1 down and stop for the straight, 1 in towards turn number 4, 1 in towards turn number 12, in towards the Forasol at turn number 12. As there we go, I've now got an invite, and my connection looks like it's very good to other people as well, which is really good, and that just comes to show what crossplay can do in terms of your connection as well. 15 drivers, though, in the lobby, just me on the commentary. Hopefully, though, we'll be getting going very soon indeed. Thank you to everyone, by the way, who has sped up the process of actually coming in on time. A little bit delayed, obviously, with qualifying and with that red flag, of course, towards the end of qualifying. George Russell, of course, in the gravel there. But we are going to be getting going, as I say, very soon indeed. I think we've got 15 down to race. In fact, we've got 18 down to race by the looks. Charlie is a reserve, and I believe we are waiting on him. Legend has just joined, and Charlie, I think, is the only other person that we are waiting on in terms of joining. He has not responded, which is great. He has not responded. He's got 5 minutes basically to join if he does want to. But we will take you into the lobby now and tell you what is going on. There you can see for yourself what is going on in terms of the lobby, and what in turn is going to be happening here tonight in, I was going to say in FRL for some reason. Because Charlie's in FRL. It's been a long day for me. It has been a very long day. I've been out and about and whatever else today. But looking through at the chat, good evening to Jamie, who was in the chat. Of course, he's racing tonight once again. How am I? I'm doing very, very well. Just a little bit tired. Ivan is obviously more tired than me in terms of the commentary, so obviously I've had to step in. This is only a one-off, unfortunately. We've only got one more round of the season left anyways. WR is back next Friday, so unfortunately you're not going to be getting me next week. Just consider this a one-off, a very rare occasion that James does step in on a Friday night for everyone. But we are ready to go, I believe, very soon indeed, if not now. I believe, as I say, we are waiting on Charlie to join. Who is a reserve. He was asked if he wants to fill in for Aston Martin or Ferrari. He hasn't been given a car, or hasn't been chosen a car, or he hasn't chosen one himself. So therefore, we're just waiting on Charlie, I think, to get in the lobby. As I say, maybe obviously with a little bit of a delay. I'm not sure if he can race though. I know I saw something saying he was attending a carnival or something. Oh right, he wasn't able to race. That's fine. He wasn't able to race. He's at the Wells Carnival, which is down in Somerset. I prefer to be there rather than here, to be honest. But I'm commentating on racing, and yeah, we are good to go, I think. I believe we are good to go. Certainly from my end, we're live, and everything is up in terms of the stream. Hopefully everything is going to be good in qualifying. I've had so many different races around here in terms of actual performances in Mexico. I did SRC on Tuesday, EML Premier Wednesday, TML F1 around here, of course, last night. And every single race, we had really good driving standards, really exciting action, a lot of overtaking, and if that is anything to go by, we are in for an absolute treat, and you guys at home are in an absolute treat as well for F3 qualifying, which is going to begin, I'm sure, very soon indeed, in terms of the on-track action. I think we are just waiting for the timer to run down. F4, as I say, is live as well. That has already got going. Silas already on things. People saying it is... Oh, Yellow Geeson saying it's his final race for F4 there as well. So if you do want to tune in for F4, Mr. Ivergreen Mike is taking to the action for F4. More people watching that, predictably. More people in the chat, predictably, there as well. I should have really drawn the short straw and put Mike in F3 so I could have actually interacted with people in F4. But yeah, really good racing there. 16 drivers there in F4. Currently, Yellow Geese and Storm, Atlas, Copal, top 3. Not many lap times on the board. Plenty of invalidations by the looks in that early part of qualifying, as we are getting set to go here in TML F3. As I say, I think we're just waiting on the timer to run down to half past, which is around about, I don't know how long it's off, about 10 seconds or something, I think we are off. Obviously all drivers are here, and then we'll be very good to go indeed. I think now Honey Badger's ready up. They're all ready up now. The go-ahead has been given, and we can ready up, and hopefully it is going to be some really good racing out on track here in F3. Obviously, with me coming into F3 for the first time, and the only time this season for that matter, it obviously is going to be interesting to see the driving standards. The driving standards have been a little bit getting complained about, to be honest. Obviously, nothing is going to go completely 100% right in Formula 1, but in terms of the action, we should see some good racing, and hopefully we will, of course, get that here tonight as we come now into qualifying for the first time here in Mexico City in Mexico. And a reminder of the track map if you have just tuned in to the stream. 4.3 kilometers and then 2.6 miles, 17 turns, awaiting our drivers out on track. 3D rest homes, one down the start from the straight, one down in towards turn 4, one down in towards turn number 12, in towards the Forest Soul, coming to the baseball stadium section, famously where PK and Vern famously made contact in Formula E around here, and also Bottas in the wall in in qualifying in 2020, I think it was. Bottas, of course, colliding with the barrier, very harmful, and of course the barrier is actually now being put further forward onto the track, so it obviously comes out at you, basically coming through the final couple of corners through Peril Torrents, turn 16. That comes now out at you in terms of the outside, but we have got a relatively overcast qualifying session here in F3 tonight. 16 drivers about to do battle, so the same attendance as F4, which is good, much better than F1 last night. We only had 13 drivers. F3 and F4 clearly showing everyone up in terms of the attendance and in terms of the potential racing that we're going to see out on track, as we have now got the first guys leaving the track, the first car leaving the track, and it is that man there. It is Jamie. It is Jamie, quite literally. It's Jamie coming through, coming out the pit lane in the AlphaTauri. Now, his season in F3 hasn't been the greatest, to be honest, in terms of his overall performances. in the AlphaTauri, he should look to try and have a good night tonight. I know he's got quite good pace around here as well, but Jamie is going to be one to watch out for potentially. And to remind you of the driver standings, if you did miss the driver standings from a little bit earlier on, looking at the race, apparently it's going to rain after the race is finished. Normally don't trust Formula 1. Do not trust this game. I've seen it that, and it's a bit of a glitch, and it normally rains within the first half of the race, if that is the case. But yeah, Lucas leading the way, 199 points, Immortal second on 186. Basically, Lucas has got to hope for Immortal to DNF tonight. There's only 31 points available going, of course, out of tonight into next week in Abu Dhabi for the season finale. And obviously, with that, Lucas can wrap up the championship tonight, but only if Immortal really DNFs, I think, out on track. And obviously, that is not probably going to be the case, because Immortal is here. Lucas also here as well. He's yet to come out. The pit lane is coming out the final corner at Palatada. Jamie on the run towards the line. Let's get my TV turned down a little bit. So there we hear the car sounds down in towards turn number 1. 210 mile an hour you can normally reach in towards turn number 1. And already taking that straight line speed tunnel as it comes through. Flicks to the right through 1. Flicks the car through 2. Flicks the car through turn 3. Looks quite good so far. A little bit riskier there actually from Jamie. Coming through the end of the first sector. Of course, these guys are not going to be breaking the bank in terms of their lap time. 28.5 in the first sector is very respectable early on. We were seeing 28.2s, 28.1s in the first sector last night in TML F1 for comparison. These guys, more than likely, are going to be anywhere between 7/10 of a second off pole position. Out on track, of course, they are running assists as well. In fact, they're running line on, I believe, as well. So Jamie now coming through the left-hander. No, they are running all assists. I'm mistaking myself. Jamie, 57.1 in the middle sector, so not looking too bad. The AlphaTauri now in towards turn number 12, in towards the Feathersall. 100,000 people crammed into the baseball stadium section. So now come through turn 14, through 15, in towards Peraltar at turn 16. Then through turn 17, on the run to the line with Jamie. 16.7? Oh, yes, 16.7 from Jamie. Already out on top. The Siege has retired from the session. And Dan has retired also from the session, coming in the middle sector. So Dan retiring very early on. Honey Badger's coming up towards the scene of that accident with him. And he is there on the right-hand side. Oh, his car was there on the right-hand side. I can't even see it. He is that far off the track. But he's come through the S section, and I think he obviously has retired out on track. Jamie, though, currently only a lap time on the board. Appledorn there, second, 17.3. Interesting. The graphic is wrong on the left-hand side as Yoram now goes quick, as he's normally quite quick around here. Honey Badger on a set of medium compound tyre. This will be, I think, an indicator for the race. He's now coming through the right-hand of turn number 15 as Immortal now goes quickest. So Immortal going quickest. At the minute, Lucas is on an out lap. In fact, he's just starting up on a lap, so we're right aboard with the championship leader down in towards turn number 1. And yeah, Lucas saying the race is going to come at the end, the rain is going to come at the end of the race as well. So they're all saying it's going to come at the end of the race. I wonder who's right. Me, in terms of my prediction, and the rain coming before the end of the race, or are we going to see rain after the race around the 60-minute mark? Lucas coming through the end of the first sector, though, is already up on what we saw with Jamie. 16.7 from Jamie, Immortal currently 16.3 out on top as Lucas now comes through 10.5. Already potentially going to be up there in the first sector. Now, I don't think qualifying has been his forte this season. It's normally the race where he does come alive in. It's quite close because obviously many drivers have won many different races around here. I mean, Sam won last week, and he's going to hit traffic coming through the S section. Just about his teammate. What on earth was he doing there? That was Sten Roos, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, sorry, not Sten Roos. It was Matt. Was it Matt Tebos? No, it was Appledorn. Appledorn and his teammate, as Powdy is retired, coming through Peraltar at turn 16. So already 3 retirements out of this session. Appledorn is coming through this part on the lap. He was preparing it for a lap. And there is the Powdy in the wall. But Appledorn, not sure what he was doing. It looks like he's running an AI almost. It looks like he's running an AI down the straight. His AI car has put him in DRS. I'm not sure what was going on there. If that is him in AI, or if that is him on a down lap, he needs to take action. He needs to take responsibility for his action there, because he's just basically blocked Lucas off a very, very good lap. He's now started on one luckily. Luckily, Lucas didn't pick up this next lap in validation. But this will be his lap now. It's a 28.4, much quicker actually in the first sector. Now that the tyres warmed up a little bit, Lucas looking good coming through the right-hand turn number 5. But that will certainly go to the stewards, and I'm certain that Appledorn will receive some form of penalty by that. If not, and if that doesn't get reported, then it's really defeating the object. I may even report it myself. Immortal out on top, Yoram in second, Doc Inferno in third, as Lucas takes too much of the curb coming through the S section. And it's a 56.6 in the middle sector. In comparison to Jamie, that probably would be a purple middle sector out of everyone on a lap. But Lucas not on a lap. Stenrys is on a lap though. 28.5 in the first sector from him. So very respectful through the first sector. He now comes to the left-hander of turn number 7. Nearly spins the car around. Just about kept it going. Probably one of the recoveries of the season there for F3. Immortal out on top. Yoram in second, Doc Inferno third, Dylan McGivern currently there in 4th position. F4, by the way, Maximum Attack complaining once again about day miles in F4. If you do want to tune in for that, that is also live on the channel. And Stenrys comes through the final corner on the run toward the line. Considering he actually made a mistake on that, 16.8. If he didn't ironed out that mistake, obviously next time around, he would be very, very quick indeed. He'd be probably up towards Immortal, Yoram, Doc Infernal, that sort of area. One would imagine as Legend has just started up on a lap, still part of the NSR team. Obviously reduced ship here in TML F1 this season, or in TML in general this season. Legend is on a lap. He's coming through the end of this first sector split. We ran a 28.6 in the first sector, 28.5 in the first sector, so not too bad, not too shabby. AlphaTauriman now coming to the right-hander of turn number 5, into the double right of turn number 6, that is counted as one corner on the track map. And then coming in towards the S's section, or the S's section. I was going to pronounce it in Spanish, but it's just S's. The Legend now coming through, oh, was I on board with Lucas by mistake there. Legend now coming through the left-hander, very, very unconfident, I think, in this lap. 57.1, exactly around where Jamie was heading. And in terms of exactly second in Jamie, Zam's at Zam, I should say, is at the same lap on as Jamie, as I put there. Pardon me. Mercer leads the way. Yoram second, Doc Inferno third, Legend sliding his way out the final corner on the run toward the line. Looks hard deceiving, 16.753. And that, in terms of Legend, in terms of Jamie, is a very consistent lap. He's only a 1,000th of a second off Zam, and a 1,000th of a second off Jamie. Jamie, of course, set the lap time first. But Morsel out on top, Yoram in second. Yoram, though, looking to improve. 3/10 up, coming in towards Peraltada. Rain not here in this qualifying session just yet. Yoram on the run toward the line. That's more like it. 15.9. From Yoram, very quick lap. Immortal is responding in the first sector. 28.3 in the first sector from Immortal, and he is around 500 up through that first sector. Dark Inferno also on a set of medium compound tyres, so he's not obviously going to improve. Don't think in terms of that, unless he does go for generally for a set of mediums. He invalidates anyway, so that lap was not looking good. Immortal coming through the left-hander of turn number 9, then through turn 10 and 11. And looking good in this middle sector. Immortal, 56.5 in the middle sector, pretty much matching Yoram. Final sector can really make or break a lap around here. Coming in toward the Ferrosol, this is looking very good through the Ferrosol actually. The Aston Martin right on the limit. Championship second at this moment in time for Immortal. Through the final corner, on the run line. Does he challenge Yoram? Yes, he does. He goes quickest. 15.902 to 15.996. Good lap there by Immortal. He's out on top from Yoram in second. Dark Inferno in third. Dylan McGivern has just started up, I think, on a lap, if I'm not mistaken. He's through the end of the first sector. 26.6. 26.6? That would have been electric through the first sector. 28.6 through the first sector there from Dylan McGivern, as he still is going to try and improve on this lap. But there's a huge chasm of gap. Immortal and Yoram absolutely shades clear of the rest of the field for now. Can look towards the likes of Honey Badger, Matt Tibos getting towards the top end of the field perhaps in this session, as it is 1-0 to Sunderland, by the way. Not that anybody does care about that. Dylan McGivern through the middle sector. 56.8. It's respectful in the first sector, for a lot of improvement. Of course, these guys are not going to be more hummed in compared to our TML F1 guys that you saw last night, but F3 do like to produce really close races. Dylan McGivern looking to produce a very close qualifying session here. There is about a 7/10 gap as Zaman's retired, coming through the S's section again. Dylan McGivern on the run to the line. Yeah, fits into the gap nicely. 16.1. He goes third there in the Alpine. There is the Remnants just in behind the camera shot there. You might just be able to see it. It's Appledorn is on the lap. Appledorn up in the middle sector. There is Matt Tibos, and Matt Tibos was going slow there, so I'm not sure if anything happened with Matt and Zam, but he's the fourth retirement out of this session. Really, really strange goings on. It's a Mortal out on top to Yoram in second. Dylan McGivern currently in third in this qualifying session. I think I might have the urge to sneeze in a second. So, bless me if I do. Appledorn improved to 16.8. A good lap there from him. Sten Roos not on a lap. Honey Badger is preparing up for one. He's the only exception rather than the rule, going for a set of medium compound tyres. Still in mathematical contention, Honey Badger. Same with the other guys, in fact. They're all in mathematical contention, the top 5 coming into tonight. But Honey Badger, they're on a set of medium compound tyres. Lucas, however, is on a lap, and he's 28.4 in the first sector. Just around 600 down coming through. But it's a Mortal out on top, it's Yoram in second, and then in third it's Dylan McGivern as Lucas now comes through, right-hander turn 6, into the left-hander of turn number 7. And looking good, through turn 8, through the left-hander of turn number 9, then through the right of turn 10, through the left-hander of 11, that was much, much slicker and sneakier from Lucas. 56.4 in the middle sector, he is up, and he's going to be improving towards a Mortal and Yoram sort of area, as the clouds still hover over this circuit here in Mexico. Lucas in towards the right-hander, turn 16 at Paveltada. On the run to the line, maybe 15.8 at this rate. Lucas to the line, oh, even better, 15.6. Huge final sector, and that is why he is the current champion-elect. He leads the championship going into tonight. His rival, Immortal, is in second in the championship. He's second in qualifying. But it's a 2.5 gap. Lucas dominating qualifying early on from Immortal. As we are back, I'm not sure what happened there. I think my Wi-Fi just dropped out there slightly. It happened last night and then it recovered itself throughout the night. Lucas still out on top of Immortal second, Yoram in third. I was saying there, obviously Lucas now ahead of his Neva's championship rival coming into tonight. Doc Inferno was on a lap with a good first sector. 56.8 in the middle. Was very respectful as well. He's invalidated though, as you saw there, coming through the right-hander of turn 11. He's in the wall, coming out of turn number 12. In the wall, coming out of turn number 12. A smashing end towards the session. I was like, is it raining? Or is it just the Alfa Romeo? I can't really see. No, I think it's just the Alfa Romeo. It's fine. We're all good. I thought it was raining for a second there. It's Lucas out on top of Mortal second, Yoram in third. By the way, thank you very much to everyone that is tuning in at this stage in this qualifying session. I think Honey Badger, by the way, just at the back of the session, is just trying to get a little bit of running on that sort of medium compound tyres. Maybe go one lap, maybe go pole position. That's what might be his expectation, like Kevin Magnussen in qualifying in real life in Mexico. In Brazil, even. Jamie on a lap, coming to the middle sector. And 56.9 in the middle sector. Again, very respectful middle sectors that some of these guys are setting. Jamie, through this middle sector split, looking very good. Now in towards the Ferrosol section. Just, again, missed the gear. Not sure what it is with Jamie missing gears. He comes down through the right-hander, nearly off into the wall. That wall does come out on you. Coming through Paveltada on the run to the line. 16.4 from Jamie. He goes 5th and goes ahead of Sten Roos there by around 0.06 of a second at this point, as Immortal, looking to become Immortal in this session in F3, is on a lap, and a 28.3 in the first sector. That is a huge first sector from Immortal. Now coming in toward the right of turn 6. Gets on the power, coming out of turn 6, in toward the left-hander now of turn number 7. Through the S as we go. There's a spinner in the first sector. I think that's just somebody backing off on that lap of the stage. Immortal though, flying, coming through the S section. Real high commitment, real high 6th gear as well. Immortal through the middle sector split, 56.2 in the middle sector. This is huge from Immortal. Coming in towards the Ferrosol. Lucas out on top, Immortal in second, Yoram there in third, Immortal now coming to the right-hander of turn number 16 of Peril Tarda. This is an absolute stonking lap. Immortal now to the line, 15.5. A tenth and a half clear of Lucas. Yoram there has just started up on the lap as well, so we'll follow his progress. But Immortal, that was as picture perfect as you'll see a lap around here. To be fair, not entirely off SRC pole position. He's only about 8 tenths off SRC pole position, set by one FBR Louis in EML Premier 1 as well. Immortal out on top, Lucas in second, Yoram in third, Yoram in the first sector looking competitive. He comes through the right-hand turn number 6 now. With barely any time, I think, left on the clock. Many drivers still on out laps. Yoram through turn 8, turn 9, into the right-hand 10. A minute and 10 left in the session. Beautiful from Yoram, coming through the S section. Middle sector split. He's up there, 56.3, 3.5 tenth improvement. Needs to find a big final sector though. He's got a bit of traffic. He parks the Red Sea, coming through turn 13 at the Ferrosol, through 14, through 15, into the Peril Tarda at turn 16. Yoram looking good on this lap, on the run towards the line. 15.6 in the end. He goes second. Lucas has just started up on a run as well. Dylan McGivern, 28.5 in the first sector, is respectable, but I don't think he's getting anywhere near, unless he sets an absolute stonking middle sector. Don't think he's anywhere going to be close to Immortal, Yoram or Lucas. And Lucas, by the way, is coming down in towards turn number 1, through the left-hander 2 and 3. Dylan McGivern through the middle sector, 28.5 in the first, 56.8 in the middle, not off, way off his time. Lucas through the first sector. This is the man to watch out for, 28.3 in the first sector. So he's only around 100th of a second off Immortal through that first sector split. Remember, Immortal was a 28.300, Lucas a 28.321 coming through there. And that comes in toward the left-hander of turn number 7. Jamie hits the line, Stenrees hits the line. They haven't got enough time to get lap times in. Obviously down at the back of the field, Matt Tibos, Roy God. Watch out for them in this qualifying session. But Lucas looking good through the S section. Middle sector, he's up there. It's a tenth and a half in the middle sector. Now, coming through turn 12, that was much more committed. Coming through turn 12, into the left-hander, turn 13. The turn and timer off on the left-hand side, just so you get the full run. Still a McGivern, a spun coming out of turn number 3. Lucas now on the run to the line. Is this pole position? No, it's second. And he's only 1,000th of a second off him. Immortal out on top, Lucas in second. Yoram is done. Yoram is not going to be close. Legend coming through the middle sector. Don't think he's actually improving through this middle sector split. The sun now begins to blast through the clouds here in qualifying. Legend middle sector, 57 flat, he's well off. Appledawn, 28.4 in the first sector. Watch out for him. He, I think, has got damage though. He's actually backed off through the middle sector, so Appledawn is done. Royguard has just improved there. Honey Badger improved, I think, as well. But Legend is the only one coming through Peril Tarda on the run to the line. Unless he's got a jetpack on this car, he's not going to go pole. 16.3 puts him in 6th. Appledawn has backed off his lap. That, my friends, is the end of qualifying. And you could not get any closer in terms of this TML F3 qualifying session. It is Immortal out on top. It is Lucas in 2nd. And it is Yoram in 3rd. Top 3 are covered by a 10th. Top 2 are covered by a 1,000th. Very close indeed in this session. And we'll run you through, of course, a full grid order very soon indeed. That man there, though, Lucas, he needed to eke out 1,000th of a second from somewhere. He didn't. Look at the conditions now. Conditions are still going to be improving as the session would have gone on, if that was the case. We just waited on Appledawn now to retire in the pit lane. I think his car has just came back into the pits. Just waited on him to retire, and then we're good to go for the race. But it's Immortal out on top. Lucas 2nd, Yoram in 3rd. Very, very close in terms of qualifying here for TML F3 tonight. And what a qualifying session to be in. The closest qualifying session of the season. It is Immortal out on top. You cannot get any closer than that. 1,000th of a second. Immortal out on top defeats his rival in terms of the championship. Remember, 13 points coming into tonight. Lucas there in 2nd, who leads the championship. Yoram there in 3rd. Dylan McGivern in 4th. Dark Inferno in 5th. Legend in 6th. Jamie in 7th. Stenrees in 8th. Everyone else really is strung out like a washing island behind. Matt Tibos in 9th. Zam, last week's winner in Singapore, in 10th. Appledawn there in 11th. Then Royguard in 12th. Honey Badger 13th. Siege in 14th. Dan in 15th. And Powdy didn't get a lap time in. They start right at the back of the field. As, yeah, one Lucas saying in the chat, he's going to break his monitor, I swear. We're going to break for an advert break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back, everyone, to TML F3 here in Mexico. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine. Will it remain that way towards the end of the race? Who knows? 20 seconds now until the race starts. And I am going to go for a bit of a turn up for the books. I'm going to go for Lucas for the win. Immortal in second. Lucas won't wrap up the championship as a result. And then in third, I am going to go for Matt Tibos down at the back of the field. He might be watching me now. Matt Tibos there for third. 5 red lights now coming on here in TML. Apologies, you've missed the race start. We're back, I think. OBS is just reconnected. Not sure what went on there. Immortal leads the way. Lucas in second. Yoram there in third. Already down a few positions. Dylan McGivern, who was spot on. There's a huge contact in the background. Dark Inferno caught up in that instant. Stenry's caught up in that instant. That's not a VSC. I'll be very surprised. It's Lucas that leads. Immortal second. Yoram in third. And that is a full safety car. Full safety car deployed out on track. Dark Inferno got caught up in that. Matt Tibos has got no front wing. Stenrus and Dark Inferno's got no front wing either. Safety car deployed out on track at the end of lap 1. Or even before the end of lap 1. Welcome back to F3, James. Lucas leads the way. Immortal second. Yoram and third. The front 3 remain as they are from the start of this race. As I'm just gonna quickly turn down my settings because everything has just appeared to be a little bit out of sorts now. So apologies, I'm just gonna take it down a little bit in terms of the bit rate. So obviously it'll affect the quality of the stream of the picture, but hopefully it won't affect the quality of the commentary here tonight. But hopefully, as I say, it might just fix itself. If not, then I don't know what will happen. But at the end of lap 1, Lucas leads away, Immortal second, Yoram there in third. Siege also got caught up in an instant. Parody has also got caught in an instant. He's down there in 13th. They're all coming in the pit lane, and Stenry's obviously with no front wing. He is coming in the pit lane as well. So 5 cars caught up in a lap 1 incident. Siege, Parody, Dark Inferno, Stenry's, and Matt Tibos. I think 2 of them, at least, Siege and Parody might have been by themselves. Dark Inferno, Stenrus and Matt Tibos, I think all got caught up in the same collision. Let's have a look at the position gains though at the end of lap 1 of the F3 race here in Mexico. Lucas has gained 1, Immortal has lost 1. That was down in towards turn 1 down on the inside line, so Lucas got the lead from Immortal. Yoram there in third, Legend there in fourth. Most positions gained though further down the field is for Dan, LRE Dan. Down in 10th position, 5 places gained from 15th on the grid. Most positions lost. Dark Inferno on that set of now, I think, medium compounder tyres that he has gone onto. So he's actually gone into a set of hards. He was one of the ones that's on the set of mediums. And he's down the back of the field after losing 11 spots off the start line, which is not good at all. Lucas leads away, Immortal second, Yoram in third. Looking at the strategies that everyone has chosen as well. Obviously, Siege and Paddy just came in for a fresh set of mediums. Zam is an interesting one. Set a soft compounder tyre for Zam. Very interesting strategy call indeed from Zam's perspective. And they're in 6th position. He is going to be one to watch out for, certainly on that set of soft compounder tyres. This safety car. Not just that, click their teeth together, that was horrible. Zam is on the back, on that set of soft compounder tyres. He will be very good, I've got to say, even with the safety car out. This safety car will save his tyre wear and tyre temperatures quite a lot, as we should get, I think, safety car maybe in next lap, because Stenrus is back in the pit lane for, I think, a change onto a set of mediums here. And another front wing change. Interesting, not sure what happened with Stenrus in under the safety car. Front wing change goes on though. Set of mediums go back on. And that is a fresh set of mediums. They do get an extra compounder tyre now. With that, Stenrus down in 16th position. Lucas leading. I'm also second. Yoram there in third. Chat at the minute, I don't think is saying much. Yeah, it's just the same from Jamie a little bit earlier on. F4, by the way, currently out on track. They're on lap 10 already, well ahead of us. Sidegate leading, Yellow Geezer in second, Ghost UK in third. So if you do want to tune in for that, you can do. That is an interesting fight with Blacks currently in 5th position out there on track at this stage. Safety car, though, will be in next lap. Stenries is nowhere near. Dylan McGiven has lost his front wing as well. Dylan McGiven losing his front wing, and the safety car's in this lap. Really? A safety car in this lap? You see some really weird calls in this game, and then there's just that. I'm shocked. Anyways, coming to the final corner to start lap number 4. Through Peraltada, and he already says go, Lucas. And Immortal, side by side with Yoram. Yoram was on the inside line there, and actually Yoram, I think, has overtaken Immortal just before the white line, and that might have been because of Immortal being slow. They got caught on each other. Look at Zam on this set of soft compound tyres. It's 4 wide down the straight. Zam now, Legend trying to defend, I think, on the inside line of him in towards turn 1. That's Immortal in front, and it's 3 wide in towards turn 1. 4 wide, in fact, with Jamie coming out of absolutely nowhere. In reckless abandon, they spin each other round. Zam and Yoram get caught a bit more contact. Zam is sent round 4 wide in towards turn 1. You must be mental if you wanted to do that. Lucas leads the way. Immortal there in second. Jamie there in third. Jamie, as a result, gains all of those positions. All of those positions, I'm afraid, I think are going to be lost because that was just absolute idiotic from Jamie there in third. Sorry to say. 4 wide in towards turn 1, let alone go 2 wide in towards turn number 1. 4 wide is just absolute on a suicide mission, quite literally. What on earth were they thinking? Absolutely mad. These are F3 guys, by the way. Not F4, not bottom tier, these are F3 guys. And driving standards, honestly, so far, looking like they're in a bit of an open lobby. Lucas still leading the way. I'm also in second, Jamie in third, and again, Honey Badger sending round Appledorn. Appledorn sending round there, Honey Badger very close to the back. And not sure if he's got damage. Oh, and there's more contact between Appledorn and Honey Badger. Not really sure what is going on. I'm not sure what they're having for breakfast, lunch or dinner. That is another full safety car out on track. And that was caused by Honey Badger making contact. Appledorn, I think, was coming in the pit lane. He's now lost his front wing. It's just absolute lunacy. Absolute lunacy out on track. Again, these are F3 guys. Dark Inferno has now left the session. Down in 9th. I'm not sure if that was a little bit of a glitch there on his end. But, honestly, I'm going to give up at this stage. We're only on map 5, and they're making me absolutely lose the will to live. Lucas leads away. I'm also in second, Jamie in third. The front 2 have been the cleanest, I think, out of everyone so far, especially down the mid-pack as well. Legend, Rogard, Dan, Siege, and the likes are obviously there in 4th, 5th, and 6th. They avoided all that contact, all of that carnage through turn number 1 on the safety car restart. Guys have got to be, honestly, that little bit. Just take your time. Don't go for moves. Do not go for moves, because if you go for moves, you'll end up 4 wide in towards turn 1, and you'll end up gaining 4 positions like Jamie did. It's just complete lunacy. Complete and utter lunacy. Frankly, I could drive better than some of the driving standards already so far in this race. That's saying a lot, and we're only in lap 6 out of 36. Sten Roos now has left the session as well. Lucas leading the way, Immortal in second, Jamie in third. Not sure what's going on, maybe in terms of invites. Dark Inferno and Sten Roos are beside each other out on track. 9th and 10th position. Yeah, but Lucas leading the way, Immortal second, Jamie there in third. And, yeah, Legend saying in the chat, Dark Inferno saying as well, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. That is what Legend has put in Discord to everyone in the chat. And I agree with him. I absolutely, wholeheartedly agree with him. Because it is just utter idiocy from these drivers. Now, I'm not normally this critical on a TML stream, but the driving standards this race so far, these guys honestly need to book up their ideas, and book up their ideas quick. Because at this rate, we're probably going to get absolutely no racing in this race, all because of stupid moves, going down the inside, going around the outside. Take your time, be patient, be careful. Patience is a virtue on this game. Do not go for moves that are not going to be yours to have. And do not be greedy when you go for these moves as well, like some people, especially in the top 3, have done. Stenroos has joined the session once again. Yellow flag still out, of course, with the safety car still out. Lucas leading the way, I'm also second. And then Jamie there in 3rd position at this point. As Dark Inferno, by the way, has also left the league, which is obviously not a bad, which is obviously a very bad thing to do. And he's left, I think, on his own volition, probably more out of frustration rather than anything in terms of the racing standards. But the racing standards, honestly, these guys, some of these guys, have been top tier before. Matt Tibbles has been top tier. Honey Badger's been an F2 for goodness sake in the past. Zam was F4 last season. Paddy was formerly F1. Yarn was formerly F1. Probably a few more guys that were formerly F1 here as well. And they're now F3 and behaving like what you would expect, to be honest, an F3 driver to do. And in my position as league director as well, obviously with the likes of Tom, who was racing there in 12, he has first-hand experience of these, of what to do as a league director from the racing circuit. So he gets that opinion. I'm obviously getting the opinion from you guys in the chat, as well as everyone here on the track and what I'm streaming and what I'm showing. And this will be fed back, I am sure, into Season 9 and how drivers might act out on track. Because if you are listening to the stream, or if you're listening to the stream on watchback, and you're behaving like an absolute loon, don't come here next season. Quite frankly, do not come here next season. We don't want to work with you. We only want to work with the drivers that are committed to their calls, they are committed to racing, they are committed to improving, and more importantly, they show up week in, week out and deliver very good, high standard, high professional performances, even down to the nitty-gritty of F3 and F4. That is what we expect. It's nothing too much to ask for. We know these guys have got are absolutely capable of doing this. The safety car is going to bring my run to an end. But yeah, if you are one of those people who has caused incidents this season, you are going to be noted, my friend. You will be noted, and maybe not even get a seat next season. Lucas out on top though, Morsel second, Jamie in third. Matt Tibbles has gained 5 place grid penalty for severe collision with Stenroos. That's down in the back of the field. Honey Badger changed positions as well. And now Lucas says go. Lucas says go, coming out of Pavel Tardo, and look at a Morsel. He's absolutely slept off the start, and Legend on that set of mediums is going to now try and warm up. But Jamie weaving the tyres down the straight. I don't think we're going to get 4 wide this time around. But look at Roygard on the back of Legend, now side by side. Dane against Dane, down in towards turn 1. And Legend tries to hold it around the outside. He's still there on the inside, Roygard. They've got to be very careful. That is how you should race around here in Mexico. And now Dan gives a bit of a love tap there to the back of the Mercedes. And the Mercedes now is under pressure from Dan, because Dan has made a great start to this race. Down the inside and towards turn 4. Tries to get the job done. Now around the outside of turn 5. Much better restart, much more committed. Maybe some of these guys have gotten a few balls out on track. Lucas leads the way, Morsel second, Jamie in third, Legend in fourth, Roygard there in fifth, Dan in sixth, Siege, Yoram, Stenroos, Honey Badger top 10 as Roygard's picked up another penalty. Zam in 11th, Dark Inferno's AI down in 12th as Siege has made a mistake coming through the S section as well. He just about avoids Yoram, who in turn spins, and there's a spinner in the back with Stenroos. So Stenroos ran by himself, Yoram ran by himself, and now side by side between Dark Inferno's AI and Parody, who gets the job done. But that's Stenroos down in 15th. Don't think he's got any damage on that car, or is it left side end plate damage? No, he's fine. Lucas still leads the way as Yoram's going around again. Absolute. That was all caused, I think, by obviously lap 1 and him dropping down the field as a result of that safety car restart. But Lucas leads the way at the end of lap 9, or onto lap 9 we are. And Morsel there in second, Jamie there in third, Legend there in fourth at this moment in time. Now coming through turns 1, 2 and 3 for the 9th time. We are a quarter of the way through the race here in TML F3. Right on the back of Zam. trying to make up for lost time on the back of Honey Badger. Going to make it easy, I think, to the outside line in towards turn number 4. Honey Badger, though, to be fair, gets the job back done. Zam gave him the room there. That is a good fight. And Honey Badger, much later on the brakes, gets the job done as Dan has been sent around, I think, slightly there by Roy God. They're now side by side. Coming in toward the right-hander of turn number... the left-hander of turn 7. Not here. Surely not. Dan, turn number 9. Gets the switch back. Roy God just parks it on the curb and says, you know what, you're not coming through. Parks the bus, absolute perfection. And Roy God now defending for his life. Should hold the move and stays 5th. Great racing that. Dan in 6th. Maybe could have done for overtaking the season there. But not quite. Not quite. This is F3. This is not F1. This is F3. And Dan on the back of Roy God. Still, it's all aboard the Roy God train, I think, at this stage. And look at Dan sweeping to the inside, coming through Peril Tarda. Gets a much thinner line as he now runs towards the line. DOS now unable, but it won't come online until we get to until we get to turn 12. And Dan and Roy God are now side by side, banging wheels almost down in towards turn number 1. They've got to be very careful. Watching the ball with Siege now in the Red Bull, right on the back of these guys. Got to be careful. And Dan gets the job done. Dan gets the job done. Throonies into 5th. Good stuff there by the Hask man. He is Throonies into 5th. Roy God's going to try and come back at him. And now Honey Badger to the inside line. Dives it to the inside line of turn number 4. Got the job done on Zam. Now might just get one job done on Siege. Around the outside. Beautiful stuff. Honey Badger through. And he's into 7th. Criticising these drivers' standards, I think has brought out a hell of a lot of improvements in the early stages of this race. Very good stuff. We've literally had, on the turn of a safety car, absolutely great racing. Apart from Honey Badger spinning, that is not great. He's in the wall, coming out the right-hander of turn number 7. Well, Leclerc spinning, he's actually spun front on, rather than in the rear wing. He's got right side end plate damage on the car. He might retire, potentially into the pit lane. As Zam and Siege now fighting quite aggressively into the Feathersall. And that is Appledorn trying to go... Sorry, is that Appledorn yet? Sorry, Dylan McGivern trying to go around the outside of Appledorn. I thought I was getting confused there for a second. Lucas, though, leading the way. I'm also second. Jamie in 3rd. Legend there in 4th. Two teammates of mine go side by side. We're going to watch this battle, though, further down the field. Siege on the back of Zam. Howdy on the back of Siege as well. And now, Appledorn coming out of nowhere. Could be 3 wide and towards turn 1. These guys should have learned a lesson from turn number 1 on that one. And I think they have done. Powdy should hold the move. Appledorn doesn't want to go for that. Fair play to them. Powdy remains in 9th. Sam in 8th. Siege in 7th. They remain as they are. And that is good racing. Obviously, learning their lessons. That's what I like to see. As Lucas leads the way, I'm also second. Legend in 3rd. Honey Badger, by the way, into the pit lane. Telehog component tires has gone on the car. He is going to continue on and troop on, it seems. The Dutchman right at the back of the field. Again, not having the greatest of luck in F3. Tonight. Going over the leaders though. Lucas. There is Immortal on the back of Lucas, currently in P1. Immortal there currently in P2. And 7/10 of a second separating the championship leaders. 2.2 seconds Legend and behind. Now his mediums will probably start to go off around about this stage. Obviously we've had more laps under the safety car, so those tyres will be quite warm in this race at this stage early on. But Immortal doesn't want to go for the move here. I think we're just going to be in a bit of a hothead situation where no moves are really going to be made. Apart from this one here, Zam on the back of Siege once again. And wham, bam, thank you Zam. Zam is through and he's into 7th, takes the position of Siege. Gets the job done down in towards turn number 1. Quite easy that actually. Quite easy move indeed there from Zam. He's through and he's into 7th. Two AlphaTauris, 3rd and 4th. Doing a good job. Of course, AlphaTauri need as many points as possible in the Constructors. We are now a third of the way through the race here in F3. Lucas, Immortal, Legend currently out on top. Doc Inferno, by the way, is still going round. He's still there in 12th position. Hasn't rejoined the session, so he's in AI mode. He has left the league as a result as well. And yeah, I mean, I can understand the frustration, why it was brought him to that point. He's probably had so many frustrations over so many weeks, and then it's just come breaking point here tonight. Obviously, not good from that perspective, but what is good, obviously, is potentially him coming back into the league, because I'd like to see that, to be honest. He is a good driver, really wants to try hard, really wants to develop as well, and Dark Inferno, I'm sure, will try and come back. As Lucas has the fastest lap of the race, leads by a second. I was getting confused there. I thought there was another battle going on. I thought they were back markers ahead. They're actually the leaders that's ahead. Goodness me, I'm losing the will to live here. Lucas leads, Immortal second, Legend third, Jamie in fourth. Trying to hunt down and towards turn one. Zam now on the back of Roy Guard, his teammate. Mercedes, of course. If I was these guys, honestly, I'd keep Roy Guard ahead. He's on 3 seconds worth of penalties, but those mediums are going to go off towards the end of this race. I think Zam probably won't care about that. He's got to now put the EOS on if he wants to try and be enticed to go for this move. Roy Guard, though, is a little bit of a moving chicane in front at this stage, so Zam has got to be careful. Wants to not attack the back of Roy Guard, not attack, obviously, the back of him in towards this part of the circuit, certainly. But I think he wants to try and get the job done. I think they should switch the cars, but then, obviously, when it comes, it will be Zam potentially ahead of Roy Guard when everything gets going out on track. Because leads the way, Immortal second. Immortal's had a mistake, I think, out on track. It's 1.6 seconds now, the gap for the lead. And Immortal, I think he might have made that through the S section, potentially, as Sten Roos's round coming through the left hand of turn number 9 there, through the S section. And yeah, Immortal has made a mistake. Lucas has gapped him for a second, and look at how much ERS actually Lucas is using up to just try and get away from him by that second gap. Here is Zam on the back of his teammate. This should be quite easy for the Mercedes to swap. And indeed they will, down in towards turn number 1. Zam flies past Roy Guard in towards turn number 1. Zam is through and he's into 6th position. Roy Guard there in 7th, but Roy Guard now can play wingman to the Mercedes man. And on side of medium compound tyres, he has got that DRS for an extra zone out on track, down in towards turn number 4 in this case. And he will drag these guys along, potentially to try and catch back Dan, who in turn is in a bit of no man's land at the stage, as Dark Inferno has been overtaken by Yarum. Not sure what the AI is on tonight. He's doing a good job there in 13th still. The AI car. As Jamie picks up a penalty, rolling ball with that. Run too wide, coming through turn number 7. Too much curb coming through there, and Jamie on the back of his teammate. On that side of Hards, they'll be looking to try and get that job done, as it is 2-0 now to Sunderland in the championship against Birmingham. I knew we would beat Birmingham. And Amad Diallo apparently has scored an absolute screamer, so I'm going to have to look at that while I can, while this racing is still going on, if I can. Jamie, now trying to catch the back of Legend. I think this is going to be easy from Jamie. Obviously, they want to switch the cars around. Set of hard compound tyres against a set of mediums. And Jamie flies past, down in towards turn 1. Into P3 he goes. But for how long? As we've got now Noah's Ark, 2x2. Roy Guard and Siege, down in towards turn 1. And Appledorn through on parity as well, in towards turn number 1. So Siege through and he's into 7th. Roy Guard in 8th. Appledorn 9th. Parity in 10th. Two swap-a-roos there. And Dylan McGivern right on the back of these guys as well. Roy Guard still on the back of Siege, wants to try and get the job retaken in towards turn number 4, but doesn't get the job done. So Lucas leads on lap 15 out of 36. Still 1.5 seconds after that mistake, or what we think is a mistake there from Immortal. Immortal becoming unimmortal. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Immortal in 2nd. Jamie there in 3rd. They are pulling away, but ideally I think, oh, is that Roy Guard as a tie from the session? Roy Guard out of the race. That might be a safety car. It's off track though. There he is, right hand of turn number 9. And Yarum goes past the scene of the accident. So Roy Guard round. Mercedes were looking good. Zam, Roy Guard spins out of 7. Too much curb, I think, coming through the S section. That has Roy Guard out of the race. And I don't think, as I say, that is going to be a safety car deployed out on track. Even though that probably would be a safety car. Probably would be a red flag as well in track. And now we get a safety car. Half a lap later, we get a safety car on lap 16 out of 36. Third one tonight, we've got the safety car. That really has now cost half the field to miss their pit stop. Yarum is going to be saved by this. He's into the pit lane. Dark Inferno's AI is into the pit lane as well. In fact, his AI just nearly sped in the pit lane. That's how quick he was coming in the pit. Stenreese obviously will be in, Matt Tibbos will be in, and Honey Badger will be in as well. Set of mediums go on for Yarum. 22 laps out on track. Oh, here we go. I've got the goal for Mad Diallo, which I'm going to quietly watch in the background. And cut inside. Oh, that is immense. That is a really good goal. Oh well, we're 2-0 up. Sunderland leading 2-0. If anybody is tuning into F3 and probably what I'm going on about, yeah, I support Sunderland. I'm from the northeast of England. Lucas leads the way. From Immortal there in second. Jamie there in third. As just seeing if anybody has come into the chat in the meantime. No, they haven't. Nobody has. F4, by the way, as well. Yellow Geese and Maze Ghost coming in the top 3. They look like they've had a safety car as well. As Ghost actually gets the job done. Into terminal. I'm thinking I'm on board with these guys because I thought I'd try to get the job done. Maze actually fights back and Ghost trying to get the job done. Looking quite good. Immortal into the pits. Immortal into the pits. Set of mediums will go on. And that battle for F4 is really going on. Maze around the outside. Tries to get the job done. Not quite close enough. Just commentating a different race here. May as well call me Jack Nichols on BBC Radio 5 Live. Little bit of contact there. Still side by side. Oh, and yeah. Still side by side. And then they get caught on each other and then Maze round. Lucas leads away. Jamie in second. Dylan McGivern in third. Ghost picks up a 3-second penalty as well. But yeah, Maze now down, further down in the race in F4. Oh! As I unmistakably I have been out a little bit earlier on. The very windy weather and my tiredness certainly catching up on me there. Apologies, we've still got half of the race to go. So in that case, obviously the safety car will come out the safety car will come in probably next lap around. So what I will do, just take a slight rest from commentary because I have been going around about an hour now. My voice is beginning to ache a little bit as well, so I'll unmute myself in around about a minute and a half time where hopefully the safety car will come back into the pit lane. But obviously, Lucas leading the way, Jamie in second, Dylan McGivern in third. You are not going to miss a single thing, unless of course OBS decides to down itself again. We will be back in a minute. And just like that, I thought I couldn't risk the temptation there. Lucas leading the way, Jamie in second, Dylan McGivern in third. Not sure if we're seeing anybody come in the pit lane once again towards the back end of the field. Dark Infernal in there in 12th position, still in AI mode. Obviously has left the league, or left the league's Discord server as well, down in 12th. Stenry's Matt Tavos, Honey Badger, 13th, 14th, and 15th position. And if I was them, I wouldn't come in the pit lane, because they're probably going to get to the end of the race anyways. As yeah, Honey Badger is not coming to the pit lane either, so we should get safety car potentially in this lap, maybe next lap, unless Birchfoot Burton does want to try and hold everyone to account out in track, and obviously bring in the safety car when somebody had no front wing. That was absolutely unbelievable. Lucas leads the way, Jamie in second, Dylan McGivern in third, and hopefully we see more of the same actually in terms of the racing out on track tonight, because it has been very good. Certainly the first 9 laps you can ignore. From the second safety car restart up until this safety car, pretty good racing, pretty good driving standards throughout, really good to see. Obviously, I think the message has got through that they need to perform, they need to obviously give better driving standards as well. And that, of course, is good news for the future of F3 potentially, as sign-ups will be opening very, very, very soon indeed. And once again, safety car comes in, Honey Badger spins, and the safety car comes in. Are you mad? Lucas leads the way. Virtual Man ball under again. I don't think he's going to hang around with this one. And Lucas, now Pablo's coming out of Pablo Tarda. Bit of a slow restart compared to the last one. And now Immortal right on his case. And Dan on the back of Legend, already getting the job done. That was before the white line. Honey Badger picks up a 10-second penalty. He is annoyed. He's probably more keyed off with the game, I think, than anything else. Immortal down the inside line. Dylan McGivern. Dylan McGivern goes wide. Honey Badger speeds in the pit and he's done with the race. Dan is in a bit of a box effect. Jamie is causing absolute carnage. Immortal clips the corner on the inside. Lucas leads the way. Dylan McGivern second. Jamie in third. Immortal gets out of the way of everyone. That was an illegal overtake, I think. Zam involved in this as well. Legend now down it down the inside. I don't know what's going on anymore. But Lucas, I do know, is nearly 2 seconds clear out in front. Lucas leads away. Dylan McGivern in second. Jamie in third. Dan trying to fight on that sort of medium compound tyres. Got to keep it clean now. Coming through the S section in towards turn 7. Legend's not going for a move down there. And that's actually Dan beautifully getting the move done back around the outside. And Morsel and Siege are fighting 7th and 8th position. I wonder if Morsel has had some sort of moment on that sort of medium compound tyres. He's dropped his way all the way from second, all the way down the field. And Morsel there in 7th position. Of course, came in for that set of mediums. Just like he's struggling to get back into his rhythm at this early stage in the second half of this race here in Mexico. We're still only on to lap 20 out of 36, but it is that man there, Lucas, leading the way from Dylan McGivern in second, Jamie there in third, Dan there in fourth, Dan once again on the back, and he produced the impossible of coming pretty much right from the back of the field. 15th, I think he qualified, up, down into fourth, doing a good job at this stage. In towards turn 1, but even, oh, is that Jamie's going to force the move maybe on Dylan down in towards turn 1. There was a lot of EOS usage there from him. Dan there in 4th, Legend there in 5th, Zam there in 6th, Dan on the back of Jamie, on the back of Dylan at this moment in time as Dylan once again is under pressure from Jamie. Jamie doesn't want to risk it down the inside of Morsel, though does, down the inside of Zam, so late on the brakes, job done, he's into 6th. That was probably more, because he's on a set of mediums. And Zam, of course, behind is on a set of hard, so I think that was done with that in mind. Dan on the back of Jamie. Jamie was one. That was good. Underneath the safety car reset, but now on fresher mediums. In the net lead of this race, Dan, and Jamie makes a mistake. That is job done for Dan. Jamie doesn't rejoin track like in Loon. Dan holds on to P3. Jamie there in 4th as a result of that mistake. Comes to show those hards now are in dire straits. He should come, I think, into the pit lane. At this stage. Lap 21 out of 36. Jamie doesn't decide to come in. DRS enable once again this lap. Siege on the back of Zam. This is going to look all too easy, I think. Mercedes man was very quick in the first half. Second half of the race, Siege breezes past him on that set of mediums. That was very easy stuff as Dan again on the back of Dylan McGivern tries to get the job done. Immortal on the back of Legend there trying to get the job done as well. But yeah, Lucas leads away, Dylan McGivern in second, Dan in third, Dan on the back now, gonna go for the move in towards turn number 4. Oh, and he absolutely sends it down the inside. That's beautiful stuff from Dan. Much later on the brakes. Dylan McGivern really didn't want to try and fight that, to be honest. And that was beautiful from Dan. Dooney's into second. This is why he's a one to watch out for in F3. Going into next season, whatever team he's in. He's there in second, Dylan McGivern in third. Of course, that is if he does sign up, of course. But if he does, he's one to watch out for sure, and he is. Because Lucas Siege just gone by himself in the background of shot. That was coming to the S section. S section catching out a lot of people tonight. Parody on the back of Zam as well. And the Irishman doesn't want to get the job done on the back of the Norwegian. Back to the lead. Lucas leading the way. Still yet to come in the pit lane, Lucas. Probably going to the soft compound of tyres, you would imagine, towards the end. Now, normally, when I see, certainly this week, on a set of hards, going this late into the race, they normally go mediums. Speaking of mediums, a Morsel right on the back of Legend. Look at the cloud cover now beginning to build over the circle as well. This is a rare occurrence. Oh, it's that Legend. Goes for the move on Jamie in towards turn number 1. Teammate against teammate. There should be job done, I think, for Legend. A Morsel trying to fight this. Gets a good run out of turn number 3 and is now side by side with Jamie, whose tyres are absolutely shot. Legend giving him the DRS, trying to break that toe desperately on the back of his teammate, but Jamie doesn't go in the back. And Immortal, in fact, nearly goes into the back of Legend, and Jamie's got to be careful. Just about comes across him, and now Legend, all of a sudden, has a spin. Jamie back through, gentleman's agreement. Immortal now forced out wide. The cloud cover beginning to build over the circuit. We've got rain due before the end of this race. I think Immortal has just picked up an illegal overtake, and now he's back down in 7th, and he has to restart that all over again as Appledorn is out of the race. Appledorn out of the race, and that is the 4th safety car of tonight. Why didn't it take that long for the last safety car to be deployed? I do not know. Lucas leads the way, Dan in second, Dylan McGivern in third, Jamie in 4th. Organised chaos here in Mexico as we go on toward lap 23, and Lucas again doesn't decide to pit. Dan, though, decides to. This will obviously be for set of hards because the rain is going to be coming, and if I'm going to put a prediction on it, around lap 30, I think the rain is going to be coming I did say it'll come before the end of the race as well. In fact, it's a fresh set of mediums for Dan. Fresh set of mediums for Dan, fresh set of mediums for Legend, fresh set of mediums obviously for the rest. Yoram has decided to set us off. Same with Sten Roos. They are not convinced that it is going to, of course, keep dry to the end of the race. That, I think, is probably the better call. Set us off, companion tyres, try and do something. And they're in 11th and 13th now, Yoram and Sten Roos. They're on that set of softs. They're going to be quick initially. Whether or not that rain decides to come before the end of the race, though, remains to be seen. But there is Lucas underneath the virtual safety car, underneath the full safety car at this stage. The fourth one that we've had tonight as Dylan McGibbon nearly goes into the back of Lucas there. Very tight to a little bit of contact there. Dylan in second, Jamie in third. They are convinced. Dylan, by the way, is already pitted, so he's actually in the net lead of this race at this stage. But Lucas and Jamie haven't pitted just yet. They are convinced that it is going to rain towards the end of this race. They are convinced that it's going to rain before the end of this race. And they are more than certainly convinced, I am sure, that the rain is going to come probably before lap 30. And you know what? I think they might be right. I think they might be right indeed. As I'm just having a look at a little bit of video footage that's been put up about Honey Badger. Oh, this is actually Honey Badger's footage that I'm watching at the minute, and this was with Appledawn, I believe, in towards the Ferris Soul. Switch to the inside, didn't get the job done there. Appledawn runs out wide, and yeah, it was the bit of contact with Appledawn. Yeah, that was it. So I think that might be a report going in, and then again, yeah, Appledawn comes across. He had damage, I think. He was trying to come in the pit lane. Honey Badger probably didn't recognise him there, and therefore contact was made. Stewards will of course investigate that if indeed it is reported, which more than likely, given that he's put the video clip up, he probably will be. Lucas leading the way, Dylan in second, Jamie in third, safety car still out on track, but look at how overcast these conditions have now got out on track. Very overcast indeed. Lucas leading the way on the camera angle, certainly in terms of what we're showing you from the OBS side. On my TV, it is a lot brighter than what it's actually showing on that screen. So, but the rain is going to come. The rain is going to come, as I'll say, if it's around 10 minutes time, it should be around that 30. If not, probably just before then. As Yoram obviously preempts that. He's on a set of inters, which I've just realised. So Yoram on a set of inters. Are we going to get the safety car in this lap? I'd like to imagine so. Be a very late call if we do. And might be around here, I think, we get the safety car in. And the safety car is not coming in. Appledawn's left the session, already at the race though. And yeah, we're not going to get another... we're going to get another safety car lap. So, obviously, Yoram wants to try and do a little bit of the dirty. He's obviously backed off, I think, enough to give himself a little bit of time. And in fact, actually, he's in to the pit lane, recognising that he's on the wrong compound tyre. Sten Roos is into the pit lane as well. And he goes for a set of inters as well. Interesting. Somersault's back on for Yoram. Sten Roos now for a set of inters. Playing a bit of the game of the hokey-cokey, I think we're saying. You put a set of inters in, put a set of inters out, in, out, take it all about, and you'll do the spin of cokey and you'll turn it around, and that's what it's all about. There we are. Lucas leads the way, Dylan McGiffin in second, Jamie in third. That is going to go on the highlights reel, I think, at the end of this season. And unfortunately for the 4 people that I've just heard that watching, I'm sorry. I am really sorry indeed. I have no regrets about that though. No regrets whatsoever. It's the best thing I could come up with on the spot. Lucas leads away, Dylan McGibbon in second, and then Jamie in third, Paddy in fourth, Mortal fifth, Matt Tibble sixth, Steege in seventh, Dan in eighth, Legend and ninth, Sam in 10th, Dark Infernal, Sten Roos and Yoram top 13. Currently, as it stands, Lucas leading the way. My other predictions of Immortal second and Matt Tibbles in third. not looking too bad. Safety car's now finally in this lap. Stenrus is just off the back of the pack, and he is holding up Yarum a treat. Coming through the S section, and Yarum, I think, is actually wanting to try and get past here. He is wanting them to get a move on, and they all now back up into the... As a Morsel is really backing up the pack. Around 5th position, really backing up the pack. That's what they've got till soon. For Lucas now, virtual Bermuda for the 4th time in this race. He's now the virtual safety car for the 4th time in this race. And Lucas now absolutely commits himself. Off round the final corner, through Peril Tartar, on the run to the line. Lucas leads the way from Dylan McGivern in 2nd. Jamie there in 3rd. Paddy there in 4th. Dan is already through on Siege. That was, I think, just after the start-finish line. So he is through and he's into that 7th position. Rain still not coming down out on the track, still not here. It's just very cloudy at this stage in Mexico. But Lucas leading the way, Dylan McGivern in 2nd, Jamie there in 3rd. And then it's Powdy in 4th, and Morsel in 5th. As Dan right on the back of Matt Tibbles, who slid his way coming out of turn number 3 there. In towards turn number 4. Dan, 54% of EOS on the car. EOS indication as Legend has just sent it on Siege. Down the inside, job done. Legend through and he's into 8th position, ahead of Siege there in 9th. And Dan still trying to fight on Matt Tibbles. He's not going to think about going around the outside. Or I was going to say, EOS, if you're brand new to Formula 1, and if you're brand new to racing here in F3, EOS, basically think of it this way: when you go on the exit of the corner, you conserve when you go on the exit of the corner, you waste energy, like he's doing now. And as the rain now falls actually out on track, so it is beginning to rain. Lap 26 out of 36. A couple of laps before what I said with that safety car. If we didn't have the safety cars, probably would have been around lap 30. As Lucas leads the way, Dylan McGivern in 2nd, Jamie there in 3rd, coming through the final couple of corners. Dan is all over the back of Matt Tibbles. Should be easy. Oh, he breezes past him even before turn number 1, even before the long 500, 600 metre run down towards turn 1. That is job done. Dan doing his Matt Tibbles in 7th. He's not want to go for the job done, but the rain is falling now. Even though it's might be not showing it on this screen on the OBS, on my TV, certainly raining. It's coming down quite light, and normally when it wets the track it pours here in Mexico. As Dan once again on the back, this time of a Morsel. Morsel takes the middle line through the inner ground, through turn number 4, through turn 5. 3/4 of the way through this race. So Morsels now can do their worst really. But Lucas leading the way, Dylan McGivern in 2nd, and look at Dan on the back of a Morsel. Still trying to get the job done. Cars now sliding in front, beginning to slow down in fact. Some of the guys in front. Dan doing a good job though, in 6th position, on the back of a Morsel. It's not going to get the job done. Somebody that might though is Yarum on the back of Siege. Pulls the inside line, and Siege might let him go here. And he does. Yarum through and he's into 9th. Set of soft compound tyres are coming into play. Not the time in the end to be on though. It's the set of mediums you really want to be on at this stage. As Jamie has spun, coming through Peril Tartar. Oh, and he absolutely rejoins track right in front of Matt Tibbles. He's got his teammate on the inside of him. Bullock goes flying. I think there might have been a bit of winglet damage actually on the car. There goes Yarum, and now Matt Tibbles switches to the inside line. And again, we could get 4 wide in towards turn number 1, which would be complete and utter idiocy once again. Matt Tibbles and Jamie, actually, they end up not making contact for now, coming through turn 2, through turn number 3, and again they've learnt their lesson. Good stuff, really good stuff. Yarum on the back of Legend, and Legend on the back there of Jamie as well, down in towards turn number 4 once again. Oh, going round the outside of Jamie, sorry, of Legend I should say, trying to get the job done to the inside line. One AlphaTauri pass, the other one might be up next, as there goes Legend. Now defending off Siege, Siege forced down the inside line, didn't want to go for a move. Hectic race here in Mexico. The rain is still falling. It's very light though out on track. It's hardly affecting the race surface. Although now, I think it might be time maybe to come in for inters. I can certainly see a little bit more drops on the car as Yarum is overtaken by Legend. They're fighting very aggressively into the Farasol, I think. As that is Dark Inferno's AI behind them as well. Zam and Legend now side by side. Oh my goodness me, Zam down the inside, should know better. Last week's race winner, turned round, and he's down the back of the field. Can't really get out the wall there. Stenrus on the side of Inters is doing well. To be fair, he's not that far off the pace, Stenrus. Not that far off the pace as well. Dark Inferno's AI, by the way, is on the back. of Siege in towards turn number 1 and actually tries to get the job done. That's mad. If that AI car got the job done and Zam retires into the quick lane, if that AI car got the job done, Dark Inferno, I think, could have just been given a wildcard entry back into the league. His AI car, clearly driving better at this stage. Lucas leads away though, Dylan McGivern in second, Paddy in third. We're reaching, finally, the final 6 laps of this race. Yellow Geeson as well, saying it doesn't even rain. So yeah, it doesn't even rain, and there was a migrating host error code last lap for the F4 stream as well. So if F4 is still live, which it has now ended, there was a glitch on the final lap of the race. I think if that is the case, the race results will be taken if they were. Again, the rain is not really affecting the track surface. It will in a couple of laps, trust me, it will in a couple of laps, but at this moment in time, it's not really affecting, and now it is not affecting because DRS has been disabled. As Immortal dives down the inside line of Parody, this is for P3, this is actually for the net race lead, believe it or not. Immortal gets the job done, brilliant stuff. He's got a 3-second penalty, I think, overreaching him. He's going over the penalties in a second, but Dan now on the back of Parody. Running towards the left-hand return number 4, and he tries to go for the double. Round the outside of Parody, gets the job done on 1. If he thought about going for the move on Immortal, I might have just given him a little bit of money if that was the case. If he completed that move, that was overtake the season on no matter what tier it would have been. That would have been great. But he gets the job done on 1, round the outside, clean sailing. Parody didn't want to put himself in a bit of a risky position. And Dan now is on, believe it or not, potentially, for the race win. Lucas, though, and Dylan might have something to say about that. It is still on the borderline, really, in terms of the conditions. Sliding his way there, Dan. Winning towards the for us all. Are they going to pit? With DRS disabled, is everyone going to blink and pit, or do they just stay out? Through the final corners, Lucas stays out. Dylan in, Immortal in. Dan is staying out. Parody stays out. I think that's the right call. I really think that's the right call. Lucas is going to have to pit, though, because he is, I don't think, pitted in this race. He hasn't. So he needs to pit before the end. And we've got a safety car. Safety car out on track. I think it's Siege with no front wing. It is. Siege with no front wing. Safety car now out. This race just gets even wilder. It's the 5th safety car we've had this race. Stenrus, Dylan, Immortal, Matt Tibbles, Yoram, Legend, Jamie, and Siege all on a set of inters. Everyone else is risking it. I think now, looking back at things, risking it, maybe doing the wrong thing. But Lucas leads the way. Dan in second, Paddy there in third. And yeah, this race just keeps on getting wilder and wilder and even wilder as it goes. Zam saying, quite rightly I think in the chat, to be honest, I normally don't really make comments about this on the stream. But yeah, especially the first 10 laps of that race, Zam saying quite clearly to the F3 boys, learn how to drive. And I totally agree. For some of these guys anyways, some of the guys like Dan, for example, have been absolutely class in this race. Lucas the same, Parody the same. They are the ones that have kept it all clean. Not dissing them whatsoever. As the rain really falls, it is going to be inters, I think, coming round the final couple of corners. Lucas will be into the pits. Dan is in, Parody is in, and everyone is going to be coming in for a set of inters. Apart from Dark Inferno's AI, he might just stay out on a set of medium compounded tyres, and he does just for the lulls, and he'll now take, unbelievably, the race lead. The AI knows something that we do not. And that is probably because it's coded into the game. That will be coded into the game for it to think that it is going to dry before the end of this race. So, Dark Inferno, now, if you're wanting to join back this league, join it back now. Leads the way here in Mexico on a set of mediums, on a very wet track. And his AI car just about slows down. Thought he wasn't for a second there. Just about slows down. Stenrus now is in, technically, the lead of this race. Imagine if Dark Inferno's AI, though, wins out on track and everyone else just falls by the wayside and that sort of enters. They'll be mad. They'll be absolutely mad. Dark Inferno leading the way, Stenrus in second, Lucas there in third, Dan in fourth, Dylan McGivern, Powdy, Immortal, Matt Tibbles, Yoram, Legend, Jamie and Siege off the back there, right at the back of the field. And yeah, this race still in the real quarters of nearing the end. We're finally getting to the end. I thank every one of you, by the way, for tuning in to the live stream tonight. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. As I say, it is a rarity for me to be here tonight for F3, so love me while you can, is what I will say. And I'm back in WR next week, so if you're thinking I'm going to be back for F3, probably I'll refuse at the first sight, given how some of the driving settings have been, as Dan has spun. Dan has spun. Oh, and he just about rejoins track, and Paddy has to give up the position, unfortunately. That's a little bit of a joke by the game. And Dan now, Doc Infernal's AI is finally into the pits. A lot later than everyone else. AI instinct is wrong. Human instinct is right. Stenrus leads the way. Lucas in second, Dan in third. In terms of the current point scoring positions, 13 points was the advantage between Lucas and Immortal. Now, I'm going to do some quick calculations here. I don't think he can wrap up the championship, but he's certainly going to be quite close to wrapping up the championship. It might be something like 25 points, I think, out on track. Lucas there in second. Will Gaynham, at this moment in time, as it stays it is, 25 points. Stenrus was to pull away, obviously. 25 points. Immortal, in sixth, would gain 14. 11-point advantage, 13 points before tonight, 24-point advantage. So pretty much basically close to what I was saying in terms of my maths. But because Stenrus has got a penalty, Immortal's got a penalty, there's going to be a lot more changes in this race than necessary. So Lucas, if he wins, will take the race win. And Immortal, with how many penalties he got? We'll have a look. 6 seconds for Stenrus, so he's going to drop all the way down the field. Immortal's only got 3. Matibos, Yoram have got 6, and Jamie have got 3 as well. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting end to this race. Hopefully, as I say, people don't like loons. We've run out of our safety car permutations in this race. We only allowed 5 in real life, and we only allowed 5 on this game as well. So we've used up 5, and now it's going to be hell for leather till the checkered flag. Safety car now in this lap. Stenrus now virtual Burmalander for the first time. Is the virtual Burmalander in this race, and for the only time, hopefully, in this race as well. Now come through the right-hand Repel Tada. Oh, his teammate actually backs up into the back, but might get a 5-second penalty for that. That was a real slight tap that I noticed there. And Stenrus, wait, now says go, and look at Dan off the line. Dan, before the pit lane exit, gets the job done on after the start-finish line, I should say, gets the job done. Now tucks into the slipstream on the back of Stenrus, in towards turn number 1. Lap 34 out of 36. Stenrus lead. Dan in second. This is going to cause chaos down towards turn 1 on very, very cold inters. Dylan McGivern tries to go around the outside of Matt Tibbles, and to be fair, holds the move. Everyone has got through clean. For now, at least. Stenrus, Dan, Lucas top 3. Dylan McGivern, Matt Tibbles in 5th. And Matt Tibbles now actually going for the outside line. Dylan McGivern locks up. Now goes for the switchback through 4. Through 5. Tries to go around the outside, Matt Tibbles. Doesn't have the traction, doesn't get the job done. Very clean restart, though, by everyone. Jamie up to his usual 1-6 with Powdy down the inside line of him. And now he's got Yoram, the other McLaren, around the outside of him. In towards the S section of turn 7. Backs off. Yoram round. Goes through and he's into 8th. As Dan is right on the back of the race leader is spun. Stenrus off track. Takes the escape road. Cuts across the grass. There might be a penalty coming his way as well. Oh, he rejoins track just in the middle. I think he gets away with it, though. And Dan now leads the way, but he's all out of shape. Lucas in second. Dylan McGivern in third, and he tries to go around the outside and toward the Ferrasol. And again, Powdy. I think Yoram's actually just got the job done on Immortal, who's dropping down the field. Yoram through into 6th. Immortal dropping down to 8th. This is good news for Lucas. Lucas has got very good pace down the straight. Watch out from it here. He leads the way. Dan leading from Lucas in second, Dylan McGivern in third, Matt Tibbles in 4th. We've got 2 laps to go. There's going to be no interviews, by the way, at the end of this race. As Yoram now gets the job done, Powdy in towards turn number 1. beginning to spread itself out now slightly. As I say, no interviews because my voice is gone, and I think people don't want to have an interview at 10 to 10 at night here in the UK. Dylan McGivern on the back of Lucas once again. Lucas struggling at this stage, 2nd to 8th position. We'll have to wait and see what the point score is going to be given, of course, if we don't have any penalties, but I think there will be quite a few for people in this race. Final lap and a half to go. And it's Dan that leads the way. He has driven such a good race. He has been the cleanest, arguably, out of this field. And he has delivered a really striking performance. So the LRE man, coming alive, really has shown what he is capable of in this race. Really has shown how he is a potential light for the future. And he's doing such a good job there. As I switched to Dog Infernal's AI by mistake there. But yeah, Dan leading the way through the final corner on the run to the line. Dan to not take the win. It's the final lap. Dan leads the way. Lucas in 2nd. Dylan McGivern in 3rd. I'm giving these guys 35 instead of 36 laps. Yoram on the back of Matt Tibbles. Side by side now down the straight. In towards turn 1. Running out of VRS now, Yoram. Matt Tibbles on the inside line. Lagging slightly down in towards turn 1. Battle out the late breakers. Matt Tibbles goes way too deep. Yoram picks up a penalty. Matt Tibbles might hold the position. Yoram, though, to be fair, comes back at him. Great stuff from Yoram. Thurney's into 4th. Jamie now on the back of Matt Tibbles. Gets a bit sideways on the sister car and behind. And now the Red Bull and the McLaren fight once again. In toward the left-hand return number 4. These are for big points out on track. I'm also, by the way, got the job done on Parody. And Jamie falls to the inside line of Matt Tibbles. He's sent round. Trying to go for the inside line there. Doesn't work. A morsel round the outside. Goes inside of Jamie. Hopefully no contact, please. Do not ghost. And there we are. A morsel there in 6th. Jamie in 7th. But it's been this man shining light here. Dan coming through the final couple of corners. Coming through the middle sector for the final time. It has been an absolute brilliant race from him. Jamie picks up another 3-second penalty. But Dan now into the Ferrosol for the final time. The LRE man has shown why he is still one of the leading knights of F3. Comes through the final corner on the run to the line here in Mexico. LRE Dan is a race winner in Mexico. He takes the race win. Lucas in the end is 2nd. Dylan McGivern in 3rd. Watch out for the penalties. Immortals up to 4th. Legend now 4th. Parody 5th. Immortal in the end is 6th. 6th position's exactly how I said it might end. It's a 24 points. Obviously with the point scoring still to be considered. 24 points for gap, and driver of the day, Water Battling Game fans, rightly so. LRE Dan takes the race win. Fantastic drive from his perspective, and he absolutely deserved that. Absolutely deserved that race win. It was for, I've got to say, with driving standards. Dylan McGivern as well, last at the end to lap 3, on lap 3 to a podium. Very good performance from him as well. Quite a few good performances. Everyone sorted themselves, sort of their driving standards out. It just comes to show what can be done when a little bit of harsh criticism is actually given to some of the drivers. People complaining as well. Sten Roos had major rear wing damage. That's why he was struggling. But to the top step of the podium, it is the LRE man. It is LRE Dan who takes the race win. Absolutely deserved it. Hassman on top here in Mexico. Hassman maybe on top in Brazil tomorrow. Who knows? But Dan does take the race win. Here are the final results. 15th on the grid up to 1st. Deserves you drive the day any day of the week. But it's Dan who takes the win from Lucas in 2nd. Dylan McGivern in 3rd with Legend in 4th. Paddy there in 5th. 16th on the grid up to 5th is a very good performance. He drove very well throughout this race as well. Immortal there in 6th. Unlucky. Siege in 7th. Dark Inferno's AI is somehow in 8th. He will not get classified in those results. I think Matt Tibbles, Jamie Yoram and Sten Roos will get those positions ahead. So they'll be probably 8th, 9th and 10th and 11th. And then Dark Inferno will be 12th, potentially. Zam, Appletone, Honey Badger and Roygar are the 4 DNFs out on track. In what was fought, as I say, with driving standards. Obviously, the F3 guys have got to sort this out, especially for Season 9. As I said in the stream there, we want to work with the best drivers who want to deliver week on week and want to deliver improvements every single race and drive in a clean and professional manner. If you are not in that criteria, you're probably not the league for us. But if you are in that criteria and you do want to try genuinely hard, Season 9 summits will be open very soon indeed. There will be more information coming over the weekend as a result of Season 9. I can't tell you when. It'll be some point at the weekend though, and it'll be very exciting when it does happen. But final race of the calendar to go. Yas Marina, Abu Dhabi. Normally a good track. Hopefully not as controversial as Verstappen and Hamilton 2021. But Yas Marina, round 12 of the championship, will begin next week. Ivan Tončić should be back in the commentary box next week, as will Chicken and Neymar potentially for the F4 finale in Abu Dhabi. I, of course, are going to be back F1 next week for TML. EML Premier as well. Final race of the season there in Wednesday in Abu Dhabi as well. You can tune in for that. League Racing TV is the place to be. And obviously, if you do want to tune in for more action, that is going to be great racing to come throughout. As there we are, Abu Dhabi just confirmed, final race of the season. I'm going to end it off straight here. We're not going to play the advert at the end. I'm really tired, as you can tell. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like it, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. And we will, of course, see you, well, I, of course, will see you next Thursday for TML F1. So from myself,